What's good, y'all? So, judging by the title of this video, you already know what I'm about to talk about. I'm about to talk about the Chris Brown and Rihanna interviews. I wasn't going to do a video about this because I had so much other stuff to talk to you guys about. But after being on Twitter and seeing some of the comments that people are making, I just have to say something. Like, I just got to say something. Okay, first off, Chris Brown did his interview first, technically, because Rihanna's was in 2 parts on Good Morning America. I don't get up that early, so I wouldn't know. So I didn't want to feel like watching it on here or nothing. So I just waited till last night to watch it. Chris Brown's interview, he needs somebody to teach his ass how to speak, because every time he gets down and sits down to do an interview, he sounds fucking illiterate. You sound fucking stupid. Okay. So, his interview was pretty much a waste of a good 30 minutes and Sway's good time. Sway cut his dreads. Good look. He's still ugly. Okay, so anyway. So then Rihanna did her interview. Well, they showed her interview last night at 10 o'clock. I'd say one of the best interviews I've seen since the Crack is Whack interview. Now, people are saying on Twitter, fuck Rihanna, Rihanna's a bitch, she threw Chris under the bus, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me explain something to you. Chris threw himself under that bus when he put them knots on her face. He threw himself under that bus. So if you feel as if Rihanna did something wrong, Chris has nothing on his face. He had a couple of knots on his knuckles. Did you see her face? You can go to TMZ, they still have the picture, you can Google it. Like, are you serious? People are really making... No, don't get me wrong. I don't condone violence, period. Don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. Because then there'll be a situation. Because I will fight you back. Period. I'm still a guy. I will fight your ass back. But people are making it seem like Rihanna... Because let me just say this. From what she said, she was still defending Chris. From what she said, she still loves Chris. And from what she said, you can tell that she didn't really want to go there and say what she said. But what she did do was she sounded way more intelligent than he did when he was on Larry King. Because he sounded illiterate than a motherfucker. He sounded stupid. You blacked out? For real, Chris, you blacked out, but you can remember every dance step that Michael Jackson have ever made. But you can't remember putting all these knots on his girl's face. Now, how stupid do you sound? I mean, you just let me know, and I'll wait. Like, people are really trying to... Do I think that Rihanna was playing a victim? Very much so. But you know what? She was playing a victim to a certain extent. She was playing victim to... Because she, like, honestly, she really wanted to throw him under the bus, she could have did it. She could have made him look way worse. They people saying she made him look like Ike Turner. No, she made his ass look like Chris Brown. Because if she could have said he beat me 7, 8 times. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say that. She said she went back 9 times. Who's to say if it was an argument or if it was physical? I don't know. I personally think that it was physical or whatever. But people saying, well, she provoked him. She provoked him, and she did it to herself. Nobody deserves to be beat like that. Unless she was trying to take his life, there's no reason for that girl to face had it been full of blood and black and blue like that. Period. The reason why he was probably upset was the simple fact that she didn't want to drop the conversation of what happened. Nigga, you cheated on me, and I want to know who the bitch is and why you did it and why you didn't come and tell me. But no, he wasn't man enough to do that. Yes, I do believe that they were drinking. She said that they wasn't, because of course they're underage. They'll get a whole lot of motherfuckers in trouble for that. But people are trying to really make it seem like Chris didn't do nothing wrong. If you really feel like a man beating a woman for any apparent reason is not wrong, you have issues. From a person... I grew up around abuse. I grew up around people, not in my household, but people, my friends' mothers, people down the street. We grew up in the jungles. If you don't know what the jungles is, then watch Training Day. But we grew up where niggas would drop a bitch just because she said something wrong. You know? And I always told myself I would never be around a dude, or I would never be with somebody who would do me like that. So when I see situations like this, and then I see girls, young girls on Twitter talking about some... It was okay. Like, he made a mistake. Bitch, a mistake is when you drop milk. A mistake is when you accidentally put your shoes on the wrong foot. A mistake is when you turn a computer off improperly. A mistake is not putting black and blue marks 7 to 8 to 10 on a girl's face. That's not a mistake. That's cowardly is what that is. And if his ass never works in Hollywood again, he deserves everything that he gets. Because he didn't. It's one thing to make a mistake and apologize for what you did. When that nigga said sorry, he didn't say sorry for what he did. He said sorry because he got caught. That's why he said sorry. There's a big difference from being upset for what you did and being upset that you got caught for what you did. Them are two different things. He's upset that he got caught. And he's trying to play now he's trying to say sorry. You walking around with, why the fuck would you walk around with a oops chain after you done knotted up this girl's face? What's funny about that? And I got it done before the whole situation. So what am I supposed to do? Wear my jewelry? You have all that motherfucking money and you serious? That's the only chain that you wanted to wear that particular night. You on a jet ski having a good time. Nothing happened. Like, people don't understand. I've had friends and people who went through abuse and they still have flashbacks. You grab them wrong and they're ready to fight you and fight for their life because they're having flashbacks of what happened. You see what I'm saying? People don't understand that. These girls up here, and especially these young girls who are taking up for Chris, you're taking up for him because you like him. But you never thought if that was you and that was your face plastered on the TV, your ass wouldn't have nothing else to do with him. You sound stupid. And if you do support him, by all means, buy his album. Me personally, I never bought a Chris Brown album. I only bought Rihanna's first album, and I brought The Girl Gone Bad, the re-release. I'm not buying neither one of their albums because I feel this whole fiasco could have very much been avoided. And for the people who are saying, why is this any people's business and why are people on YouTube talking about it? It became our business when it was on the 10 o'clock news. That's why it's our business. And little girls that's running around here need to see that this is not how a man loves you. Because a lot of them grow up in households where this happened. This shit is normal. So if you feel like this is normal and people are throwing Chris under the bus because he's not owning up to what he did. When you own up to what you did, then you get forgiveness. But when you want to sweep it up under the rug and say sorry because you feel like, oh, my album's about to come out. And let me just address something. People want to say, oh, Rihanna, her album is coming out in a few weeks. That's why she did this interview. So the fuck what? Because Chris got a motherfucking album coming out too. And ain't nobody said about his ass on CNN, on MTV. She sat down one time. This nigga then did 3 interviews. 3. So who's promoting albums now? If you're gonna give it to one, then you need to give it to the other one. Was Rihanna in the wrong? I'm sure she slapped that nigga across his motherfucking face in the car. I'm sure she did. Was she in the wrong? Yes. Did she deserve to get beat like that? No. Case closed.